Yes, sir. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Aaron.
Morning, Chris.
You and Aaron had a rather lengthy and revealing conversation, interesting conversation yesterday, sort of off the air. Aaron, do the best you can to recreate what you guys were talking about, because it was not all good news, to say the least, but it sure was interesting.
Chris, I saw your website, and it looks like you have scaled back the state fair for this year. And so I wanted to ask you about that. What is the plan for the state fair? What are you hoping you can do? What have you already pulled out of the plan?
Okay, so as you know, we've had a opening plan that has been submitted to the Louisiana State Fire Marshal's office for quite some time now, since I want to say beginning to mid-July is when the first draft of our plan was submitted. We've been in conversation with Chief Butch Browning on a pretty regular basis since then. And, of course, originally we were trying to open the full-scale 2020 State Fair of Louisiana with all the typical activities that people are accustomed to seeing at the state fair. In doing more research and trying to refine the plan, we got a lot of insight from the Delaware State Fair, who have already concluded their state fair. It was July 23rd through August the 1st. The Delaware State Fair was very kind to share their plan with us that got approved by all of their health officials and their governor. And they had a very successful run when it comes to the measures they had in place to protect the public from illness. It was an impeccable plan. We took a lot of our plan out of their plan. I will admit, when it's all said and done, and they haven't put out their final numbers yet, but they did indicate that their attendance was down and their revenue was down. But so we started modifying our plan to really kind of look more like Delaware.
You trimmed the dates. How badly did you trim the dates?
We did. I met with our executive committee a couple of weeks ago, and we were working on the third draft of our plan at that time. So I proposed to the executive committee, why don't we cut the first week off of the fair? We were supposed to open October 22nd. So the third revision of our plan has us opening 1 week later on Thursday, October the 29th, and then running 11 straight days through Sunday, November the 8th, which is the format that the fair used to have years ago before we added the third weekend. In shaving the first week off, the thinking process there is it buys us another week of hopefully COVID numbers to get better. It also gives us another week for planning this fair that we're getting down to the deadline with. And it also, to be quite honest with you, we know that our revenue will not be the same this year. So we were also looking for creative ways to cut expenses out of the fair, which cutting a week off of the fair cuts a lot of utilities, a lot of labor, a lot of security, so forth and so on. So the bottom line now is what we have taken out of the programming for the fair as an organization is live concerts we've taken out. We've taken out the Senior Expo that we normally do with Gary Calligas in Hearst Coliseum. We've taken out 2 cheerleading competitions that are normally in Hearst Coliseum. Our livestock shows, we have decreased the amount of livestock traffic that would be coming to the fair this year. Our new plan has us having the junior livestock shows, both market animals and breeding animals, that our young 4-H and FFA members worked so hard all year to prepare for the state fair, and they have been doing that this year. And so our plan has our junior shows occurring the first weekend of the fair. Actually, they'd come in on Tuesday and have a showmanship on Wednesday night, and then shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's a pig show on Monday. There wouldn't be any livestock shows on Tuesday, as everyone is preparing for the junior livestock sale on Wednesday, November the 4th. At that same time, we have a commitment to the Brahmin Association to host their National Brahmin Show. We've had that commitment since a year ago. So that is the only other livestock show that we're proposing to do, and they would move in that Tuesday and Wednesday when the sale's going on, and they would show Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Excuse me a second, Chris. When the governor comes out yesterday and says basically hey, gang, phase 2 till further notice. Did you go, oh man, or
It doesn't look good. We really we need to be in a position that if the decision is you're approved to have your event and move forward, we need to be moving forward by the second week of September. And it does not look like we're going to have a green light or an approval by mid-September. I don't think there will be a possibility of the fair in phase 2, and now we know that phase 2 could be indefinitely. I don't think
pardon me,
we'll
Chris,
have any surety to move forward.
What you're saying is, as long as the governor keeps us in phase 2, and I would assume any plan you would submit to the fire marshal would be sort of depending on what the governor's position and what phase we were in, is the whole thing. Did I hear you right? Phase 2 means probably the fair would have to be axed. Did I get that right?
Yep.
That's the indication that we've gotten from the state fire marshal's office, that it does not look like fairs will be able to open in phase 2. So,
and Butch told me that too.
And our staff,
by the way, I talked to Butch about this, and he said if we're still in phase 2, that doesn't allow for fairs and festivals.
All right, there you have it.
Let me ask you a doozy. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do state fair food weekends. A couple of them.
Well,
just let all those vendors come out, and I'll come out and get my corny dog and my funnel cake and all that.
Yeah, when you get out of quarantine.
We have a lot of thoughts and options on the table, Aaron, and that is one of the options. Some of the options we have on the table that no hard decisions have been made at this point is if we cannot have the state fair, we may move forward, if we're allowed to, with the Junior Livestock Show and the National Brahman Show and just have the livestock show. Now, if we do that, we won't invite the public to the livestock shows. It would just be for those exhibitors, but there's a good possibility there would be a fair food court that is open to the public during those 10 or 11 days of fair time.
Okay, give me a VIP pass to that, okay?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I will buy you a corn dog, Aaron, if you come see me.
I will definitely.
I want to reiterate to the community that our organization's not trying to press forward with the fair to cause any type of harm. Our plan, we believe, is a very safe plan, a very well thought out plan. It's got temperature checks. It has face masks required if need be. It's got 50% occupancy if need be. It's got sanitizing everywhere. It's got clean teams that will be cleaning. It's a very intricate plan, a very detailed plan. Chief Browning said it's really the only plan he has from any fairs and festivals in Louisiana, and he was quite impressed with our plan. So what we were trying to do is to provide the opportunity for our partners and for our community. The State Fair of Louisiana has a huge economic impact on our state and our community. It's been estimated to have a $24 million economic impact. So we're certainly not trying to do anything that would be a health hazard or a health risk. We think we have all the measures in there, but we have to let the state decide that. And our board, if we're not able to move forward with the fair, or if if we're uncertain much longer, we're going to have to make that decision.
Chris
and then
Giordano,
there's still going to be options on the table. Is it going to be the fair's canceled, come see us in October 2021, or is it going to be the fair's postponed to the spring?